Greetings, everyone. This is the market update for the upcoming week starting 14th of February 2022. The thing is, we have before that, I would like to specifically tell what was my thought process when I was buying and which potentially became the bottom of the market, and then how I called it. So now the thing is, this is not an idea to be specifically like, okay, so this is would be the perfect bottom of the market, or like we are going to do it. The ideology behind it was very simple. The market was overextended, and then once it starts reaching a resistance, we'll exit it. Turns out it specifically got worked out properly, and then we don't have to think about anything. But then, apart from that, let's just go into the uh, analysis part and so you understand what I'm trying to tell. So now situation here is we were looking at one of the biggest demand zones, say from June of 2021. This was a resistance, and then then it later became a support or a demand zone on September of 2021. Now the thing is, it's not easy to break that. Of course, that is where the liquidation wick immediately got rejected here, and then it came back up, and then it just uh, tried to consolidate there and then gave up. So now it classically looked like, see, the thing is, there's a lot of stop losses here. No one will just go away without taking that. If you're a whale, of course, you will just do that, right? So this is a big consolidation. Tapping into this is a good idea. But then taking out this lows were like what I was expecting if worst case do come fall. But then the situation is here, what happened was exponentially, like you have to understand a lot of people were panicking, and I was getting a lot of DMs. Now you have to understand this is not a normal thing. Like whatever happened here or whatever happened here, I was not there in the market. I was not tweeting then, right? So this is where like when we are looking at here, like the Twitter, whenever crypto Twitter, however it moves, every time the markets, they start, humans behave the same way. The psychology behind it will literally be the same thing. So that was the reason I tweeted, the market is going out. This was basically like when I call the swing top. But then you have to understand the Nasdaq futures were already down, so it was like pre-market it was down. So that is what I was looking at, and also it was a ascending triangle. It was not ready to break out, and at the same time the volume was literally dropping. I'll just show it to you when we get there. So but then end of the day, what I want you to specifically understand is when there is a lot of fear in the market, you have to understand how humans behave in certain things. Those things you'll only get through experience, but then you have to stay in the market for long and keenly observe how everyone behaves. Most of the times humans behave the same way. At the same time, you have to understand, am I falling for a trap? Because you are still a retail, right? You don't have the liquidity or the funds to move the markets or push it up or push it down or anything. So you have to be always have stop losses in check. The fake out was a very good example of that. I mean, of course, right, everyone would bought here had the stop losses here. Let me just push it up. So all the stop losses were taken out and then immediately jump up. That was pretty much sure because I was looking at the order book, and then we had a good buy orders at 30K. I was also tweeting about it. Very big buy orders, and then my only fear was what if they are spoofing, but that was not the case with the market. So you can specifically tell we were just looking at the markets, which was like trying to accumulate as much as possible on the sideways market movement. So now the thing is, once when we started moving up, you have to understand this is my fib levels. So I like to take my own analysis into picture. I don't like to follow whatever Twitter sells or anything. So now the my Fibonacci level tells, see, above zero point 0.5, perfect support. We have a good retest and everything here, and I was starting to buy here, right? Because the thing is, the way we broke out and then we had, I was like, oh, my stop loss going to hit? But then end of the day, I was very good in conviction, like it's not easy to push down a market which is literally falling so much. It will always go and test the 200 EMA specifically, and that's always been the case with the markets. So now I was like, okay, see, once it tapped here, it has to come back sometime here, right? Only 111 EMA, and it's like very massive sell-off, and RSI, everything was completely screwed to oversold situations. Now the thing which was going into my mind is, this is a big trend line. Are we going to exit here? So I was planning to take some profits here. For some reason, I didn't want to take it because it was like I'm here. This is where I entered, right? I'm like, why should I exit it? All of a sudden, it's like perfectly good, way above zero point 0.6 fib. That's like very good with volume breakout. So at this point, I'm bullish here. So once it came down here, I was like, okay, so are they trying to liquidate it? That was like very big good signs, because we are seeing proper wicks here, and when the price is dropping, I'm not seeing big sell orders coming in. One big sell order here, and then apart from that, everything died off. So now here, the wicks is what gave me interest. Here we don't have that much, like see, 1 wick, that's all. Here lower wicks are very high, so like 1 2 3, and then so I was like, okay, so they are just trying to tap liquidity here, so let them do it. So the moment it came till here, uh, I mean, I was still double guessing it. That's why pretty much sure, right? You should always be like, am I wrong in the markets? Market will never care about you. You should always be ready to manage your risk. Now, once when we have a perfect retest, you have to see how perfectly it does that. Zero point 0.6 retest and then zooms in with the volume. So we're just holding it here, but then you have to understand, this was a weekend, right? One hourly candle, it was like, you have to see it in an hourly candle. This was like literal torture when we were watching it on a weekend. But then you have to understand, this is a good place for HPN to prepare, high volume node we call it. But then you have to understand, that is what is acting like a support now. Also, when it break out on Monday, it did all of this consolidation, but then the volume was literally dead. Can you see this? Is literally dead. We should always see increase in volume when we have a bullish momentum. That is not the case when the market was moving up. Now, this was one of the most volatile. Went up, and then everyone are like, it fell down, and then I told, okay, see, the market is starting to fall, and then immediately it started spiking up after retesting 111 EMA. People thought, oh, the bear market is over all of a sudden. It's like, no, dude, like, see, the volume is like, it's just spiking in, and then it's not easy to break multiple resistances. Let me talk to you what I mean by multiple resistances. Say this 45,500. This is literally the support of the previous level. See this? This was the support. 45,500 level was a support of the previous market fall, and then this became resistance. We call it as role reversal or SR flip, support to resistance flip. So now the thing is, this is now acting like resistance. It's not easy to break. At the same time, 46,000 is a yearly open. It's not easy to just immediately break out of a market that fast. 46,000 here is also an yearly open. Breaking out of an yearly open with this kind of fall, and then immediately broke the major resistance. You have to understand, every time a resistance is broken, market loses its potential. Now the thing is, you have to understand, market will always lose a momentum when it breaks something like this. So now you're telling me market breaks this and a 111 EMA on 4 hours, by the way, and 200 EMA, and consolidates, breaks one Fibonacci with volume, of course, but then volume is dropping. Can you see that? One fib level was broken with very less volume, and then it goes into a consolidation phase. Ascending triangle. But this is screaming uh, weakness. That's the reason I called it a bull trap. That's the reason I called it a bull trap. Now we have to understand, the market gave up. Now it's coming down. Like, you have to understand, we should not enter in this. If you are going to short, enter here. Let them fight it. Let the people with money, they fight it. You enter after the breakout, and then immediately it starts falling. Now we are below 1 fib. Now the only problem is, what if we just come back here? If we come back there, it's a good support though, but then volume is very in the favors of the bears. So now what happens is, it might tap the 41k 400. CME gap is here. It will try to fill it. And also, this is the, can you see this resistance? This resistance should now be flipped to support, just like how this support was now is now acting like resistance. This resistance should be tapped, retested, and then make sure it's a support and then come back up. It will be something like this kind of a wick, specifically something like this kind of a wick, and then immediately it will be like a bounce back up. It's not easy to break a 4-hour 200 EMA after it comes back, because a good volume is there. But on a daily time scale, it's just 21 EMA. So a retest of 21 EMA is a very cool thing. It's nothing too wrong. And then 111 EMA is what it touched, and then it came back down. So now you have to understand, this is what was the ideology which was going on in my mind. Also, you have to write it down, even like take a journal or a journal book and then write it down. Markets will always do what major aggressive buys and sells will do. Okay, passive orders is just for protection, just to absorb the liquidity. They will not move the market. Aggressive buys and sells is what moves the market. Now this, see here, like this is taking data from all, aggregating data from 18 different exchanges, right? So now you have to have some kind, these type of tools is what professionals have. Like I'm no big of a professional trader, like, but then you have to understand, I have an experience and I have certain tools what professionals use. But then you have to understand whom you are going against. Okay, so now let's come to the new plan. Let's not talk too much. The next plan is expecting the market to do a bit of a wick here, 40k 39k range, and then retest this. We'll enter somewhere over here, and then once when we have like start to build position again, until we go above 1 fib, it's not recommended to go all the way high. Okay, you have to understand that this is a major resistance. We can just go into a consolidation phase here also, but then so we'll start building position here because it's a higher low. See, low, higher low. Okay, now it made a higher high than this, so it's a very bullish moment structure. Now higher low here, and then we start going up, and then we enter aggressively here, and then once try to take some kind of profit amount here and then reinvest everything here. Got it? Or else it's even better to let this consolidate here and then enter here. But then holding any positions above point 1.4 is not recommended, because we can just get skipped down immediately fast. So above 50k is a clean. Why I say that is, see, if you're a long-term holder, go ahead. But as a trader's mentality, what I say is money is money. What's the point of losing it, holding it there? If it's more money, then when it falls, we can just accumulate it, right? And then also unnecessary stress. We can't sleep properly if it starts falling, and then if things goes bad, and we will always feel by, hey, what is this, dude? We could have exited. So rather than that, it's better to exit off. Now the thing is, 2,900 dollars is what I was specifically targeting, and I told you 21 EMA clean rejection from this. It's not easy to break, right? It's not easy to break like this. See, comes back and then do it. So now my only fear is, what if it was a bearish retest and it falls? Let's not hope into that, because this is a support, right? It's trying to do a bit of a retest here. That's all. Holding this level is what it is trying to do. See this stop, this resistance, it's now making it as a support. So it will do a bit of ping pong here, and then we just start accumulating slowly, and then go ahead all the way till here. This is like, this is the target. These are the targets. You have to understand, this is the target zone, like minimum $3,700 any direction. We can just go ahead. Also, other altcoins I want to look at is AVAX. AVAX was a very good responsive mosi, how clearly it went up, came down. I like the way how it respected the technical analysis. It's like an OCD to me. Perfect, goes up, taps it, can't break, falls down. So now it's sitting on 200 EMA, 4 hours, very strong time frame for crypto, by the way. So we'll start accumulating somewhere over here, but we need something like this. See, like this to happen somewhere over here. We are going out of too much time I'm consuming. So okay, Luna also, like, it's literally oversold. Very good opportunities, but then oversold. FTM, like this is like literally very good project, but then why is it starting to fall? No idea. We have to take a look at it. uh, but then FTM, like FTM the way still has a good bid orders here. It's holding a support very well. I hope it holds for now. Okay. And then Cadena is what I was looking at. it was a very clean rejection. Can you see that? One, two, three. I like the way how it supported the analysis. Now the thing is, it's trying to retest this. If it holds, then let it play around, and then we start accumulating. Somewhere about $10 is where I'm willing to accumulate, not below that. Also, Sand and Metaverse coins. You have to understand. See, the Metaverse coins are in vibe now. They are the talk of the town. Let's not go against the trend. That's the only thing. So now we have 200 EMA is now perfectly is support for now. So let us just use it properly. So and also 0.5 Feb, it will not fall below potentially. Once it comes back above $3, we start slowly accumulating. Anything above here, this range is a very bullish scalp opportunity. I'll post all that trade plans when we reach there in Telegram. If anything else, do let me know. Also, by the way, the Russian and Ukraine war. See, I'm a bit worried. Why is like, see, Russia is not talking too much. Ukraine is not talking too much. The war is between them. They're just going legal procedures, Vienna Convention, that pact they're utilizing. But then America is the only one who's just like talking too much. Oh, it's going that, using that. Like, why? At one point it's good that someone is there to protect and then like as support, but at the same time, why is like, don't you think it will lead to an escalation? Like, I think it might poke him, like if someone is aggravated, don't threaten them, you know but then it's good thing. See, USA standing for freedom is good thing, but at the same time, you have to understand, it's not recommended to threaten someone or escalate someone. Oh, you do that, I'll do this. Dude, it's Russia. Like, who do you think you are threatening, right? I mean, obviously, like, you might have just a big gun. That doesn't mean like they will just sit down and be like, oh, okay, take some flowers, we will do it. No, I don't think that will be a potential situation. But then let's hope this doesn't lead into escalation. That's the only worry about mine. If we do get a war, see everything 40% drop. Minimum 40% drop. So yeah, altcoins will be dead, that's for sure. Bitcoin, everything, we'll have a complete reset of all the shit coins. That's all I can say. If any doubts, do let me know. Thank you.